This is the true story of a brave and caring woman named Tammy Grimes and a very neglected dog named Doogie. It is a story about how Tammy saved Doogie from a horrible situation, and then, in a bizarre twist, she was rewarded for her kindness by being convicted of theft and receiving stolen property. This story of cruelty and corruption questions not only the existence of justice in Blair County, Pennsylvania, but also asks the bigger question of whether a dog is just a piece of property worth nothing more than a sack of potatoes. Meet Tammy Grimes. Tammy is the founder of Dogs Deserve Better, a nonprofit organization dedicated to freeing chained and penned dogs throughout the United States and bringing our best friends into the home and family. On Monday, September 11th, 2006, Grimes received a call from a very upset Kim Eichner of East Freedom, Pennsylvania. She told Tammy that she was worried about her neighbor's dog because he had been chained up in the dirt and mud for 3 straight days. Not only that, but the dog appears to be unable to stand any longer. For 3 days, the neighbor had been calling the Central Pennsylvania Humane Society, but to no avail. Tammy headed to the scene. When Tammy arrived, she thought Doogie was dead. He was that listless and looked that bad. Tammy learned that Doogie's owners were gone. She realized that she could not leave him lying on the cold, wet ground for one moment longer. Just listen to how upset the neighbor is.
Please. Because
Are you willing to witness if we absolutely have to go to court?
Yes.
I'll go open the back. It's okay, baby. It's okay. We'll take you to the vet, okay? Okay, honey. We'll take you to the vet. Okay? Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll take you to the vet.
Tammy unchained the dog and took the 19-year-old German Shepherd mix to a veterinarian who documented his general negligent condition, low body weight, sores, and missing fur. He took x-rays of his back and hips, and he determined that Doogie had very bad back spurs that were causing him a lot of pain and that were most likely responsible for his inability to walk. Tammy then took Doogie to her home and bathed him. She had to, the stench was so bad. About that time, Officer Flagg from the Freedom Township Police Department called. He wanted Grimes to return Doogie. Tammy refused. Doogie would have only been returned to a slow death on the end of a chain lying in the mud. She explained to the officer that there was video and photographs documenting the animal's mistreatment, and the owner's neighbor was willing to testify. Why didn't he pursue cruelty charges against the dog's owners? Unbelievably, he said he was not interested in seeing any evidence. At approximately 9:30 p.m., Officer Flagg and other officers in 3 police vehicles arrived at Tammy Grimes' home. The police demanded she turn over Doogie. Again, Grimes bravely refused. Neither would she tell them where Doogie was being cared for. So incredibly, and as a result of her preventing further cruelty to a horribly neglected animal, Tammy Grimes was arrested and charged with theft, receiving stolen property, criminal mischief, and criminal trespass. She was released on a $50,000 unsecured bond. 1 week later, Tammy received a videotape from Doogie's caretakers. Can you even believe that this is the same dog? It is simply amazing what 1 week of love and care can do.
How are you, baby? How are you?
Meanwhile, Tammy's criminal case continued moving through the court system. And despite repeated attempts, the local DA was still refusing to even look at the growing pile of evidence for animal cruelty charges against the dog's owners. On October 26, 2006, the district attorney, Richard Consiglio, made an offer that all the charges against Tammy would be dropped if she would return the dog and agree to attend something called ARD, Accelerated Rehabilitative Disposition. Tammy Grimes refused to accept the plea deal if it meant returning Doogie to the hell he had been trapped in. Even though all of her charges would have been dropped, Tammy stood by Doogie. Sadly, Doogie died Thursday morning, March 1st, 2007. Listen to Tammy talk about it in her own words.
He had a great 5 months with his foster mom, and she did pass along this statement for me. She said, it's with great sadness in my heart that I tell you Doogie passed away yesterday morning, March 1st, around 9:10 a.m. Doogie had surpassed all goals I had set for us both. He learned how to smile, love, kiss, hug, wag his tail, trot, yes, literally trot up to me and check me with his hip in an attempt to play. He gently took food from me and never complained about anything we had to do to help him. I thank you, Tammy, for letting me have time with him. He was an amazing little old man, and sadly, the way he lived, no one enjoyed his comedy. Please know he went very peacefully and on his own. He chose his time and was not in any noticeable pain. I hugged him and told him all the...
Meanwhile, the prosecutor repeatedly delayed Tammy's trial with stalling tactics. Grimes finally got her day in court before Blair County Judge Elizabeth A. Doyle on December 12, 2007, more than 15 months after being charged. After a 2-day trial, Grimes was convicted of theft and receiving stolen property. Throughout the trial, the judge made a number of bizarre decisions, ensuring that Grimes did not get a fair trial, and she made another one at sentencing. Grimes was sentenced to 300 hours of community service for a, quote, people organization, unquote, with no ties to any animal-related causes. Additionally, Grimes was also ordered to take everything related to the story of Doogie off of any website that Grimes has any control or influence over. So much for honoring the First Amendment. But given the perversion of justice in this case, I guess it isn't surprising that Judge Elizabeth A. Doyle wants to keep it all as quiet as possible. Continuing with her outrageous misconduct, Judge Doyle ordered Tammy Grimes to pay for her community service, bringing the grand total of her fines to $3,878.99, a number unheard of in even a legitimate theft case. It seems the real message here is that anyone who dares to interfere with animal abusers in Pennsylvania will be made to pay a very steep price. In this one very special case, Tammy Grimes said enough is enough and made Doogie's last days as pleasant as possible. To be punished in such a corrupt and stupid manner by a judge obviously bent on making an example of Grimes regardless of what justice demands is a true travesty. Grimes is currently appealing her convictions, and we will update this video as more information becomes available. It should be noted that Tammy Grimes had no control or influence whatsoever in the making of this video. So if District Attorney Consiglio or Judge Doyle doesn't like it, you know where to find us. This is Mike Kabliska for Shark, showing animals respect and kindness. Thank you for watching, and for more information about us, please visit sharkonline.org.